this video, I'm going to talk you through how to stitch the Achillea kit from our Botanicals series. Now, our Achillea kit is a masterclass in French knots, but first let me talk you through what's in the kit. So you've got this booklet, which talks you through all the stitches used throughout the Botanicals range. Now, you're not going to need to use all these stitches for stitching your Achillea, but you'll use this as a reference when it comes to your stitch plan. And this is the stitch plan. Now, on the reverse of the stitch plan, you've got some really high resolution images of the embroidery. This is technically so you can refer to it and you can see the direction I've used on different stitches or how particular areas have been stitched. So you can refer to that all through these pictures. Now on this side, this is a really important section because this tells you what colours go where. And it talks you through the different stitches you use. So we talk through section 1, which is using a satin stitch, and then I highlight on the image areas you're going to fill in satin stitch. Section 2 is French knots, and I again highlight the areas you're going to stitch in the different colours. Section 3 is a continuous fly stitch, and I highlight the areas, and then section 4 is back stitch. Now each of these, if you want a fly stitch or French knots, you can refer to in this booklet here. And so I show you how to do a fly stitch, and then I talk you through how to do things like a French knot down here. And so you'll see how to do them. But what's really important is we also have separate videos showing you how to do these stitches. So throughout this video, I'll show you a little bit of each area, but if you really want to get to grips with the continuous fly stitch, for example, then do refer to our fly stitch video. Now in this guide, you'll see I've got all the numbers and then the colours are all numbered up. And that matches the numbers which are on our bobbins. So we have 4, 3, 2 and 1. Those numbers match up to what's on the bobbin, so you can easily identify, right, number 2, that's this colour. And then printed onto your fabric, you'll find you've got, again, the exact same outlines as you have on this plan here. Now attached to your fabric, you have 2 needles. You've got a large eye and a small eye. Personally, we include the small eye because it does make stitching French knots easier. And as Achillea has a lot of French knots on it, you're going to find that you want to use that small eye needle for your French knots. Throughout this kit, we're going to be splitting our strands down and stitching everything with 3 strands. And if you're not sure how to split the strands, I'll show you in this video, but also please do refer to the separate video which shows how to split the strands. So I'm going to start off and I'm only going to show you a small area of the stitching. So I'm just going to loosen up my hoop here and I'm going to attach my hoop up onto this flower up at the top here so you can see how we do the different areas, a leaf, a little bit of the flower head and a little bit of the satin stitch. So I'm going to attach my hoop here into a hoop stand. Now please note, I don't use a hoop stand at home. I'm just using it in these videos to help me be able to hold the hoop still for the purposes of filming, so you do not need a hoop stand. So let's begin with our satin stitch. Now I'm going to take my bobbin of thread. Apologies, the video cut out there. So I'm just going to keep going. But basically what I've done here is I've started my satin stitch and I'm stitching here horizontally. And you can see on the finished piece here, all I'm doing is over stitching the lines. Now the really important thing to remember when you're stitching this is that the white lines are permanent. They will not wash off after we've finished, and therefore you need to make sure when you stitch you cover them over with your stitches. So you can see here I'm stitching beyond the white line and I'm going down and just filling it in. It will take you a lot longer obviously to do your stitches horizontally than if you went the longer distance and did them lengthways, but it's really important that you do go down the horizontal route because it creates a much fuller stitch. It creates this almost 3D effect across the design. And you can see when I get to a join like this, I'm just going to stitch the whole way across the 2 sections, just filling in the section of line. And I'm going to continue going this whole way down, filling in these sections with the green thread. Now it's really important to bear in mind with the satin stitch that if you make a mistake, if you have a gap, if you have an area that doesn't look as neat as you'd like, firstly, step back and see whether you still see the gap. If you don't see the gap when you're a metre away from it, you're never going to see the gap when it's framed up on the wall. Or if you still see a gap, you can always go back in and stitch over the top of it. Do not unpick. You can always correct a satin stitch just by stitching over the top of the section. And that's how I'm going to do my entire section of satin stitch. Now, whilst I've still got my green thread, I want to go in and show you how to do this continuous fly stitch section. Now, the continuous fly stitch, I have a separate video and I really advise watching that video. What we've done for the fabric on the continuous fly stitch is we've just marked the centre bit, but we haven't marked the individual Y shapes because you'll want to be able to do those yourself in a way where you kind of pace out the distance. Because the white line is not removable, it means that we don't want to kind of leave you with lots of specific marks that you later can't cover over. So when I do my fly stitch, I'm just making this Y shape and I'm going to start at the end of each stem. I make a loose stitch going from side to side and I then go in and catch it. I come down, I make another little Y stitch. And again, like I say, please go look at the separate video on continuous fly stitch because it is likely a stitch you won't have done before. I come down and then I do another Y shape, just like this here. So, got my Y. And then I'm going to bring it down. And that's how I do a single stem. So you can see them here on this finished piece here. You can see how all the stems then join together. Don't worry about how neat each one individually is because it's the effect that you're going to create overall that's really important. So I've got one side done there and I'm just going to come up to the other end and do the other side. Now again, also important to bear in mind, you're working on a really dark fabric here, so don't worry about trailing threads on the back of the design. You're not going to see those trailing threads once you've finished because the fabric is really opaque. So I'm just going to go down and stitch one more line. Here we go, just like this. Once you finish all the fly stitches, all you're going to want to do is do a little row of back stitch, which, as you'll get, we have a separate video showing you down the middle. So let me just finish my fly stitch here and I'll just show you how I'm going to do that. This, and then you see once I've done all my individual fronds going off, all I'm going to do is just do a little line going down the middle in a back stitch, just like this. We stitch back on ourselves, and again the main aim here is just to cover over the white lines. If you find once you've finished it you have a little bit of white line that's still showing somewhere, remember you can always go in and just put in an extra stitch to cover over that line, like that. Here we go. So just like this, we can always add in an extra bit. And that is how I'm going to fill in all my leaves. You're going to continue and work in that manner throughout the whole design, filling in these leaves. So the next section I want to go on is show you how to do the flower head. So before I do that, I'm just going to tie off my thread. Now the important thing with these is you're framing these pieces, and when you frame them, you're going to end up mounting up the fabric. When you mount the fabric, it secures everything in place, and so it acts as an extra layer of kind of securing your threads. So you don't need to worry about quite how strong you knot these off. As long as you put an extra little tie in, just cut it away, and then I'm ready to move on to my next colour. Sorry, my camera died on the last one, so I'm just now switching over the camera to a different one, so it might look very slightly different. But the point we're at now is we're going to start stitching the flower of the Achillea. And so I'm going to go back to my stitch plan here, and I can see the flower is stitched entirely in French knots using these colours 2, 3 and 4. We can see the different areas of the flower match up to the areas printed on here. So I can see I've got a little area here which is the light yellow, I've got a section here which is the middle yellow, and then I've got a darker yellow section. And when that's all combined together, you can see how that looks on the finished piece here. So you can see my full flower here with all the different French knots. Now this really is a masterclass in French knots, and as I said right at the beginning, your kit comes with 2 needles. You've got a large eye and a small eye. Personally, you're going to find it much easier stitching your French knots using the small eye needle. So I'm going to start and I'm going to show you how to do this. We do, again, as always, have a separate video showing you how to do the individual stitches of French knots. So if you're not sure how to pursue French knots, then please do go take a look at that video. But you can see here what I'm doing is I'm just separating out my strands of thread. As I do before, I'm going to be working with 3 strands, and then I'm going to thread my needle and I'm going to tie a knot. So I'm going to go in with my first section of French knots, and I'm using the lightest yellow here, which means I'm going to start doing my French knots up here. So bring my needle up to the front, and I'm going to do my French knot. Now really don't worry about how many times you're wrapping your thread for these French knots. You'll see there I wrapped about 2 times, but it doesn't make a difference, and it really doesn't also make a difference how neat each individual French knot is. French knots are hard, and you can often find that you get 10 that look really good and you get 1 that looks really scruffy. Now with this kit, this is perfect testing ground because the French knots are all so close together that if one's not that neat, you will not notice because it's up against so many others. So all I'm going in, and I'm doing a double wrap on all these French knots. Now if you want to, you could make all your French knots bigger. So for example, I could do a 4-time wrap like this one here. If I do more wraps around, I'm going to fill the area up quicker. If I do fewer wraps around, I'm going to fill up the area slower. So it really is up to you how many French knots do you want to do. When I did my test one, which is this design here, on this one I used about 1 or 2 twists. These are really little French knots, but you could do it with bigger ones and you wouldn't notice much difference. Going in. And I'm just going to continue stitching like this. This is my last French knot I'm doing in the light yellow. Then on the back, I'm just going to close off the thread. So I'm seal that off by just wrapping it underneath the stitch on the back a couple of times and then tying a knot. Now just to show you one more colour so you can see how it's all blending together. So I've got my next yellow and I'm just going to come in and start filling in this next section here with French knots. Similarly, just doing a 2-twist French knot. As you can see, I'm getting a few trailing threads when I'm doing these ones. Each time I put a new French knot in, I just go pick up any slightly trailing threads. And that's it. You can see how by applying all the different French knots in this way, you're going to start getting a build-up of the different colours that feels really subtle. And so you end up at the end with all the flowers feeling like it's got this gentle build-up of different tones of yellow. That's exactly how you're going to achieve it using our French knots. Now then, I'm just going to seal off my thread again on the back. Tie that, cut that off. And then the only bit of the design left to do is the wording. And the wording, as you can see per the plan here, is a back stitch in colour number 4. So I'm just going to show you on this finished piece. So you can see all I've done is I've stitched over the lettering. Now the important thing to bear in mind with this is you want to cover over all the white lines. The white line is not removable, so when you do your back stitch, make sure you cover it over. I'm not going to show you how to do that back stitch, it's a very simple stitch, but if you aren't sure how to do a back stitch, we have a separate video that will walk you through how to do back stitch, so just search for that on our YouTube channel. And otherwise, I hope you enjoy stitching the Achillea.